Okay.
Yep.
All right. So just give me a thumbs up that you're okay with me asking you questions. Perfect. Good. All right. So could you tell us a little bit about what life is like in Korea and Malaysia?
So basically, in Korea is a lot more harsh. Like lots of students like literally study for their life. So there are literally no free time, any time left for their own space or something. They just study every day and sleep and study. Like just the life is like that. So many of us come to Malaysia because we don't want that life. We want much free. We want to like experience more stuff and learn English also. So basically, in Malaysia, the life is much more easier, much more free. How to say? But right now, Korea, the educational system is not really good.
Could you talk a little bit about why you think the education system in Korea isn't great?
Firstly, they are like brainwashing. Their teaching methods are brainwashing. So it's like one plus one is two. Like you gotta you don't try to understand it, but you just memorize it like that. Like it's kind of something basically about that. So I've been thinking like, okay, this is like a bit too much, and then further on, I don't really think this is good for my further studies. So eventually, yeah, that's why I choose to stay in Malaysia.
Mm. So, what was your family in support of you moving to Malaysia and studying there?
Yeah, my father does.
Great.
My father is like supporting me right now.
Um, could you talk a little bit about what life is like in Malaysia? Because a lot of people that watch this channel are from the United States and from India. So, the life of Malaysia, like Malaysian culture, may be pretty foreign to a lot of people. Could you talk a little bit about that and what makes Malaysia what it is?
Uh, Basically, Malaysia, I've not experienced like the whole Malaysia before, but like for me, the international schools and the student life, so called, in Malaysia, it's I think it's one of the great experience you might have in your life because you get to meet what do you call unexpectedly lots of races and lots of peoples and lots of new people like literally everything. So it's just more than English and Chinese learnings, but you get to meet like all over the world. You can't even expect anything. So it feels like you can actually socialize to the world, literally in this international schools in Malaysia, and their educational system is like in choices. Yeah, they're not like forced, but like lots of choices given out. So I feel like that's more great for the students.
Yeah. So how about like your perception of other countries in the world? Like what countries do you think are or I guess what are your thoughts as, a person who's lived in Korea and Malaysia, your thoughts of the United States and your thoughts of Europe and the UK?
To be honest, in my opinion, like my cousin actually lives in United States right now. He lives in New York, but I heard from his story, his family, that there were pretty much lots of more dangerous stuff. So let's say if you're like being a all those teenagers things, you get more aggressive, you get more like what they call some people who smokes who drinks like that, but in America like uh they say it's a bit more until they touch drugs, and then like there are also guns and all kind of stuff like that. So I was a bit scared of that because like I was my first thinking go to America, but I was like, what if I get shot? What if I die there? Like I have a mindset of that. It's basically my my perception, my concept of America, but it might be lots different from what I'm thinking. But I'm a bit scared of it. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that opinion. That was one of the first opinions that I've heard of that, and yeah, um, it's very helpful to hear your perspective because even I've talked to a bunch of people on here now, and no one has
Uh,
come at their perception of America from that perspective, and I appreciate you talking about that. Um, I guess one
uh,
last question. Um, if you could change anything about Malaysia or about the education system, um, if you were in charge, what would you change?
hmm. To be honest, there is I'm not sure about like every international schools in Malaysia, but I've been to quite many. I've moved school a lot, so I've been thinking there are one common thing that I've been always went through. So it's called mind map. So it's like their teaching methods are mind maps. So whatever it is, you gotta make a mind map of it and trying to do something. Uh, Trying to draw and then draw everything into a mind map. So like literally, taking down notes, teacher don't recommend it. So I feel like for that only, if you give like freedom to students, if they want to take notes, then they could take notes. If they don't want to do mind maps, they can like just um, stop doing mind map and just taking notes. If they have a freedom to do that, I feel like that will be really good.
Wow, that's yeah, very interesting. And so before, actually, I'm interested. What is something? What is the job that you would really love to do? What's like your big dream?
My big dream.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you could do anything.
Actually, I've been thinking lots of stuff for that, but um I'm actually having interested in music nowadays.
Beautiful.
So yeah, and jazz kind of musics.
Wow, what is it about jazz music that interests you? That's a very cool interest to have.
Um, it just started out listening to songs and it like randomly, but as soon it came into an interest and like there are actually teachers in school who teaches jazz piano and then I get to learn like let's say there is this classic song or pop song or any genre of song you remake it into yours, you remake it into jazz and then you play it by yourself in the jazz swing style. Yeah, changing those songs into jazz style is really fun and interesting, so I've eventually went into it.
Wow. Well, good luck. Good luck with learning jazz and creating and everything. That it sounds like such a cool path that you're on. And also it sounds like you're a very independent thinker. That's also very observant and aware. So, uh, yeah, you're gonna be successful no matter what you do. I can absolutely tell that. Um, and one last thing before
Oh,
we go.
thanks.
Yeah, one last thing. If
Yeah.
do you have any words that you'd like to say to the audience out there? Any pieces of advice or any thoughts that you'd like to leave people with?
So like I've been I really think that this is the most common what do you call most common problems of all students or many students, especially Koreans. I'm not being too racist, but like let's say you have your dreams, you have your things, but you might not. But if you have it, like I really suggest like no matter what it takes, like you should work on it because like you might be worrying about like economic stuffs and actually the reality thinking on reality. What if I don't make money or what if I don't do it? Like what if I get broke? I can't do anything. Like if I get broke, before worrying about that, I feel like trying to uh, throw in yourself into that thing, then eventually in some way you will find a way to get successful for it if you like work hard on it. So I really want to tell people about that.
That's great.
And
Thank. Oh yeah.
the last thing, hit the subscribe button and the like button.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, and thank you for taking time. What? So usually for these videos, I put a name on there. So what
Yeah.
do you go by? What name should I put on your video?
Jayson,
Jayson.
Jayson.
Okay, Jayson. All right, so I am going to upload this video right now. So make sure to
Oh,
subscribe, and yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it up there, man. Thank you so much.
can I take a picture for last?
Yeah,
I met a
absolutely.
YouTuber.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Jason.
Bye bye.
I'll be talking to you soon. Bye. Great. Malaysia and South Korea. I'm telling you, the education system, if we can just nail the education system down in being individualized and, yeah, if we're able to just hone it in a way where people can follow their interests and there aren't rigid tracks, the human species will just flourish, you know? Our education system is so antiquated. It's tiring and sad. Okay. All right. I think that's it for me today.